Zach Lavine and the Chicago Bulls have decided that it's time for them to both listen and be open to trade offers from teams around the league. The issue is now is a time where contenders or pretenders trying to become contenders don't really need the type of skill sets that Zach Lavine has to offer. Today we'll be discussing the 4 teams that are circulating the most in the Zach Lavine sweepstakes, kind of breaking down why it'd be good, why it'd be bad. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. If you're new here, please be sure to consider subscribing. I'm posting NBA related content pretty much every other day for the rest of the month of November, and then in December for Christmas I'm going to be uploading every single day. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys, so please do be sure to consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's get right into this video with team number 1, the Los Angeles Lakers. Off the rip, this would be pretty on brand for the Lakers to pursue a trade like this. Usually when things aren't going well, they start to panic. The front office and Rob Pelinka, they just try to change up and alter the roster. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers have already made it very clear that they are interested in acquiring a 3rd star to help aid LeBron and Anthony Davis. We heard about this, I want to say, almost 2 weeks ago now. Next month, LeBron James turns 39 years old and is still forced with the task of carrying a sorry Lakers team as Anthony Davis refuses to take the torch. It's like he's allergic to it or something. Someone like Zach would definitely help, as his skill set is pretty much entirely about getting buckets. He's not an elite level passer, he's not an elite level defender, he's not that great off the ball. However, he is a great ball handler, he's great in transition, and he's good at shooting 3-pointers, whether it's contested or off a screen. The issue with this trade scenario is that the Lakers couldn't make any moves until the December 15th, when the new players that are signed become actually eligible to be moved. The thing with this is if you're a Lakers fan, you don't want to sink too below 500 if you're trying to, make a big change for Zach Lavine, because if it's too little too late, then you end up giving away your future and then you don't do anything this season. I'd assume D'Angelo Russell, Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent, maybe THT, these guys are probably, who is getting maybe even Cam Reddish, and then that 2029 first round pick. I would assume those are the assets that would be required to make this deal possible. However, I think if it's possible, this is such a long shot, but if the Lakers could get Alex Caruso from the Bulls as well, I think it would absolutely be a big W for the Lakers, because you get Zach Lavine, who's very, very talented and not necessarily a plug and play guy because his, defensive liability, but then you have Alex Caruso to come over and jump ship with him, who is the literal definition of a plug and play guy. And obviously Alex started his, blossom on the Lakers, so it would be a cool reunion nonetheless for LeBron and the rest of those guys. As for the second team, we got the Golden State Warriors. The Dubs have had a rough start to this season offensively, which is why someone like Zach Lavine could be of some help. Outside of Steph, they have seen no help from the offensive output. Clay has struggled from downtown. Jonathan Kuminga isn't taking as big of a jump as Warriors fans wanted. And CP3 couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat from downtown this season. I'm pretty sure he started the season like 1 for 27 from 3. That might be a little bit wrong, but it was definitely something in that ballpark. I don't hate the idea of Zach Lavine in the Bay, but I'm not really sure what they'd be willing to give up to make this trade happen, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone is interested in Klay Thompson other than the Lakers. Again, that would be very on brand for them to make a outlandish trade like that, if you will. And then Jonathan Kuminga is virtually untouchable, so this is just kind of a fluff piece to me. It seems like this is like a click for engagement, but I figured I'd talk about it really quickly because the media is talking about it. The next team that's been rumored to be interested in Zach Lavine is the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, in my opinion, kind of like I was saying with the Lakers, I think the Sixers should not call the Bulls about Zach Lavine, but call them about Caruso. Alex is an immensely talented defender and just runner of the court, and I think he would slot into the 76ers team really, really well. If Pat Bev can succeed here, I think Alex would soar above expectations, as he's a perfect plug-and-play defender guy who can shoot the 3 at a much higher clip than Pat Bev, and not to mention he's obviously younger than Pat Bev. If you were able to get Alex Caruso and then Kelly Oubre came back and even played at like 75% of how he was playing to start the season, this Sixers team, it's going to continue to look really good. It's not that I don't think Zach would do terrible per se. I just feel like Zach Lavine and Tyrese Maxey's play styles are a little bit contrasting, And Tyrese has shown potential that he can be a facilitating guard, but I don't think you stop him in the midst of, you know, the biggest surge of his entire career and say, we're going to bring another ball dominant shooting guard in and you're going to have to solely play the point guard. So I don't know. It's 50-50, but I think someone like Caruso would be better for this roster than Zach Lavine, especially if Kelly Oubre is playing as well as he is. And then finally, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know how much I like the idea of 3 small guards on the court at the same time. Obviously, you have John Morant, then Marcus Smart, then Zach Lavine, and then you have, Jaren Jackson and maybe Steven Adams or Brandon Clark. However, they need some form of change in Memphis, and they need it now. They are 2-8 as I'm recording this video, and Memphis has all of its own picks, plus its young players and some contract flexibility to make it work. Some type of combination of Zaire Williams or Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, David Rodney, sorry, my apologies. They could probably get things done if the Bulls decided, you know, we're going to just completely rebuild, we'll get rid of DeMar at some other time. Then they'd probably want the picks more than the players, obviously, if they're trying to signal a complete rebuild. It's just really sad for the Chicago Bulls, you know, and now that we've talked about these 4 teams, I just want to end this video saying it's sad because of Lonzo Ball, man. I mean, when you have Zach, when you have Lonzo, when you have DeMar, Caruso, Vucevic, all of these guys, they were the 1 seed in the East. They were insanely talented from a defensive standpoint. Caruso and Zoe were killing opposing backcourts, and Vucevic, DeMar, and Zach were doing absolutely amazing on the offensive side of things. It's just crazy how one injury to not even a superstar all-star player can really just alter the way a team works. Whatever happens to the Bulls, I hope they end up on their feet. But what do you guys think? Out of these 4 teams, where would you like to see Zach Lavine go? Who do you think is going to win the Zach Lavine sweepstakes? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.